Well, I'm now joined by Christina Smedley, who is the Chief Brands and Communication Officer at PayPal via video conference from the heart of Silicon Valley. First of all, Christina, many congratulations to you and to PayPal for your performance on the BrandZ's Top 100 Most Valuable Global Brands for 2015. A 20% increase in brand value and an increase of 9 places in the rankings. Well, for those of you who are not absolutely familiar with the history of PayPal, PayPal was conceived in 1998 and only a few years later in 2002 had its IPO. And in that very same year it was snapped up very quickly by eBay and became a wholly owned subsidiary. And now it's in the process of being spun off by eBay as a separate traded company. So thanks very much again for the time. Maybe let's start at the very beginning, which is given the fact that that PayPal has been around during, I suppose, probably the most disruptive times in sort of e-commerce, in retailing and trading. How would you now define what the role of PayPal is?
Thank you for the introduction, and that's a great way of sort of encapsulating what PayPal has been over the last 15 years. I think that the way we look at ourselves now is that we are a digital payments platform. We aim to be very ubiquitous and to be able to be used across any device, any platform, any operating system, to enable consumers to move and manage their money very simply and effectively all over the world, but also for merchants to enable them to get the best out of the relationships that they have with their customers and to enable their businesses to thrive. We have 165 million customers who use us every year, and what's most interesting when you talk about the dynamic changes that we've all lived through over the last 10 years or so is that it's all driven by mobile. So we, in Q1 of this year, made 1 billion payments within the quarter, and over 30% of those were made using a mobile device. So that's where we see the future going and where we're thinking about springboarding, but it's all with the sort of center of enabling consumers, people to move their money, and also merchants to thrive.
Many smart companies and smart retailers now have this sort of philosophy of mobile first and other platforms later. I mean, given what you've seen in terms of the way in which there's a change in the nature of transactions, would you say that that mobile first strategy is something that should be encompassed by many, many more clients?
Yes, we would. We've seen great results by building and engineering our products to work on those tiny mobile screens that we work with, be it a wearable or on your smartphone. I think really though the mobile as a tool for people to engage with brands the importance of that can never be forgotten. But it's only really valuable if it enables the customer to get something that they perhaps wouldn't normally have had. So it might be a more simpler, secure checkout. It might be, we have something called One Touch, which enables you just to put your details in once and then use it all over the web. And when you think about that, putting your details in on a mobile phone, it's hard, right? Because it's small and you have to type. But with things like One Touch for Web, we're taking that sort of friction out of the experience, and we're able to enable people to use and get what they want simply and securely.
One of the things that we've, I suppose, seen over the course of the 10 years of doing brand valuations is the astronomical rise in the brand valuations of technology companies. And I suppose there in the past has been a conflict between technology companies seeing themselves being a technology at heart versus being a brand company. And I just wonder how you at PayPal view yourself within the technology side of the spectrum or very much as a brand company.
So, slightly, maybe I'll take a different pivot on that. We get asked many times whether we're a financial services company or a technology company. And actually, our response is we're a customer company, and that actually means we have to live our brand and live our brand values very effectively. So it's very easy when you work in the Valley and you're part of a technology organization to get really stuck on the actual brilliance of the innovation that your engineers and your product designers are coming out with. And some of these things are truly amazing. But when they come to life in the hands of real people, it's the magic of being able to do something that you hadn't been able to do simply and easily and safely again, and reiterating that through your brand promise that enables, I think, brands to perform and grow. So we like to say we're a customer company, not a technology company or a financial company, but actually that's imbued with the brand spirit that we're trying to bring to the market consistently.
The last 18 months can be characterised as the annus horribilis for security and payments in the retail space. Many chief executives have lost their jobs on the back of security breaches. Clearly you sit in the forefront and the intersection of transactions and security. What are you doing in order to make sure that security is at the forefront of both the brand and also your relationships with the consumers? You've talked about that sort of bond of trust.
It's a responsibility we take incredibly seriously, and we invest millions of dollars every year in addressing any particular concerns that cyber criminals might have. I think that it's very easy to think about risk as being something that you just do once and it stops or solves a transaction. But actually risk has to be part of everything that the business thinks about, because you can reduce your fraud rates by just not letting people use their money. But the skill is actually being able to use the data that you have in a really meaningful and trusted way so that it's secure and that customers know that we're operating for their best interests, but also imbuing that with new techniques and new capabilities, some of which we just don't talk about, that enable us to really understand what people are doing so that we know that they're genuine and that we can put that kind of transaction through. And that's something that we dedicate huge amounts of resource to. The other thing with PayPal is you're protected with buyer or seller protection either way. So we really feel that we offer a great position of strength for our brand, and that's why I think consistently we are called the #1 brand in digital payments for trust, and it's something that we work very hard at maintaining.
Christina, you've spoken quite a lot about the concept of the people-powered economy. What is it, and how do you see it developing?
I think that we know the scale of where PayPal operates. 165 million people worldwide. We're in 203 markets. It's hard to do financial payments at that scale. But what we really wanted to do was to remember and ensure that we put at the center of everything we do the people that we serve. And so when we created our brand platform and our brand philosophy, we really did take a step change. I think we talked about it a little bit earlier about, we weren't a tech company, we were a people company and a customer company, to put that at the heart of everything we do. And you do see that imbued throughout the whole organization now, from orientation to how we talk to people in email, how we talk to people in all the different channels that we engage in, how our website has evolved to enable people to get to what they want faster. It has really all been centered around people, and we really do talk about the people-powered economy because ultimately that's the way the global business environment is going. It's much more centered around communities now, and those are built by humans just like you and me. And as a brand that services them, we shouldn't forget that at all.
And what new skills do you think marketeers are going to need in order to be able to convince these new consumers with new ideas, maybe with new payment methods, that one product is superior to another? The same techniques as before, or is it going to be everything up for grabs?
Great marketing comes from great ideas that are translated into great stories. And I actually don't think that will change because we're all human and we respond to brands in that way. What I'm thinking about a lot though is how do I use technology to build communities in a digital world, and what does that technology need to do to be both personalized but also effective and cost effective for me to be able to reach the numbers of people that I need to get to make sure that I'm delivering everyday essentiality. So those are the two pieces that I'm talking about a lot, community and the technology that will drive that community.
Christina Smedley, the Chief Brands and Communication Officer of PayPal, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and very best wishes for your spin-off as a separately traded company, and congratulations on your performance in the BrandZ Top 100 Most Valuable Global Brands for 2015.
Thank you, we're delighted to be part of it. Thank you.